President, the economy will bounce back with coronavirus alleviation support programs. Women in agribusiness encouraged to venture into the cassava value chain. And 14 killed in machete attack in Ituri province in DR Congo. Good evening. Welcome to News Hour live on GBC News and Governance channel. We are live on GTV, YouTube and Facebook at Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. My name is Micheline Taka. You're most welcome. President Akufo-Addo says Ghana's economy will rebound from the ravages of the COVID-19 pandemic. The president also observed that the challenges facing the economy are not peculiar to Ghana, as many other nations across the globe are going through the same. Speaking at the St. Augustine's College to mark the school's 92nd speech and prize-giving day, President Akufo-Addo gave the assurance that Ghana will be out of the woods sooner than later with the implementation of the coronavirus alleviation support program.
Ghana is not the only country faced with extraordinary increases in global freight rates, strong inflationary pressures, dramatically rising fuel prices, unprecedented volatility of stock markets, and tighter global financing conditions. These are global phenomena. Nonetheless, government continues to work hard to address these issues, and I am certain that sooner rather than later, our economy, through the implementation of government's 100 billion CD Ghana Cares Obantampa program, will rebound from the ravages of the pandemic, bringing in its wake stability, development, progress, and prosperity.
Meanwhile, President Akufo-Addo is advising all to desist from negative public utterances, especially issues that threaten the country's democratic process. Speaking also at the speech and prize-giving day, President Akufo-Addo reiterated that coup d'etats cannot be durable solutions to the socio-political, economic and security challenges in Africa.
To some irresponsible pronouncements about coups as panaceas to our problems, I have said and will use this platform to repeat that coups have never been and will never be durable solutions to the political, economic, and security challenges confronting our nation and continent. I'm confident that the great majority of Ghanaians who are committed to democratic values and democratic institutions will continue to resist the rhetoric and advances of coup mongers and coup plotters. And those of us who have the responsibility to safeguard the integrity of the state will employ all legitimate means in a democracy to preserve our free, open system of governance, which is respectful of human rights, the rule of law, and the principles of democratic accountability.
Heads of second cycle institutions have been urged to come up with innovative strategies to help improve the quality of teaching and learning in schools. At the 92nd Speech and Prize-giving day of the St. Augustine's College at Cape Coast, President Akufo-Addo said government is putting premium on technical and vocational education and training to help boost the country's industrial drive, coupled with competent manpower.
St. Augustine's College is the first Catholic senior high school established to train and nurture boys to augment the human resource needs of the country. The school now has a total population of about 1,700 boys. At its 92nd speech and prize-giving day, the headmaster of St. Augustine's College, Mr. Henry Jan, commended government for the provision of some infrastructure needs of the school. He asked for government support in the provision of additional bungalows for staff and other educational materials. The Deputy Majority Leader in Parliament, Mr. Afinyo Markin, who is also an old boy of the 97-year group, advised the students to take advantage of educational opportunities given them, such as free SHS and the provision of ICT.
St. Augustine's is ready to shape you. St. Augustine's is ready to let the best come out of you. St. Augustine's is opening its arms, above all, with its blessings. So don't give up.
The President, Nana Akufo-Addo, charged heads of second cycle institutions to come up with innovative strategies to help improve on the quality of teaching and learning.
The government has placed such importance on guaranteeing access to a minimum of senior high school education for all Ghanaian children, and is laying emphasis in particular on technical and vocational training, TVET, as a major pillar for development. Indeed, government's flagship program, Free TVET for All, has been rolled out officially in addition to the already flourishing Free SHS program, which was unveiled in 2017, the first year of my presidency, and which has enabled 1.6 million students to be in senior high school, the highest such enrollment in our history.
A new ICT laboratory initiated by the 97-year group was later commissioned. Some teaching and non-teaching staff were awarded for their enormous contributions to the growth of the school. The 92nd speech and prize-giving day was on the theme, Redefining Education Delivery in Technological Aid, the Role of St. Augustine's College.
Some motorcyclists and private vehicle owners in Bolgatanga in the Upper East region say they are disappointed over the spike in fuel prices. They complain about the number of times the price of fuel has gone up in the month of March and are troubled about the hardships for them and their families.
Rise in fuel prices over the past few weeks has become one of the topical issues. A visit to the various pumps in the Bolgatanga municipality captured the concerns of motorbike and tricycle users. They say 10 Ghana cedis and above per litre is unimaginable.
At first, when we buy the fuel 10 cedis, at least we are able to do our daily activities. But you can see that I'm coming. This is my second time. I bought 10 cedis this morning.
Initially, if I buy 10 cedis fuel, I can do my rounds for the whole day. But now, as the price go up, I have to buy like 20 cedi before I can do daily rounds. So it's really affecting.
Some diesel vehicle owners also complained that the increase is affecting their expenditure. They sent an appeal to the government to intervene before the fuel prices escalate any further.
For about 2 weeks ago, we were buying a litre about 6 point something. Now it's almost 10 cedis. Governments will give us cola to top up at least 10% of our salary. Can help us to make this increase okay for us.
No, there is no passengers. The passengers are there. There is no money in the system. And here is the case. It's not easy at all. So we are pleading our father to reduce the fuel for us.
COPEC says the steep rise in fuel prices is partly due to the depreciation of the cedi and Russia's invasion of Ukraine, which is affecting international market prices.
Cassava production is fast becoming a major industrial and agricultural crop due to its nutritional and economic values. At a forum in Tema for women in agro-businesses, women were wooed on the need to engage in cassava production, processing and the exploitation to improve livelihoods.
2020, Ghana produced over 21.8 million metric tons of cassava, providing households income and a potential tool for poverty alleviation. Aside its usage as an industrial-based crop, cassava is a vital food source as well as a key raw material for the production of gari, starch, ethanol, and a commodity in food processing, textiles, pharmaceutical detergents, and confectionaries. However, women participation in cassava production and processing has been marginalized. Their operations in this sector are mostly in small-scale farming. A call to increase women participation in cassava production, processing and export has been championed at a conference for women in agriculture. Panelists from the Ministry for Food and Agriculture, the Ghana Export Promotion Authority, and TIAST Group Ghana, an agricultural engineering company, spoke on the need to empower women in cassava production and processing through financial and technical support. Dr. Efua Asabi Asari is the Chief Executive Officer for the Ghana Export Promotion Authority. She said engaging women in the agricultural value chain will not only improve the sector but also boost Ghana's export earnings.
Unfortunately, the level of production that we have in this country has not translated into the processing and exportation of cassava and its derivatives. And so, for example, the exports of cassava starch from Ghana to the world was less than $1 million in 2020. So you can see that we have not made any deliberate and conscious effort to grow our cassava industry in this country.
The Deputy Director, Women in Agricultural Development Directorate at the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, Mrs. Theresa Wayo, called on women in agro-businesses to take advantage of the Export School and Impact Hub of the Ghana Export Promotion Authority to enhance their businesses. Madam Irene Saki is a business developer in agribusiness, TIAST West Africa. She asked for more research towards developing improved cassava varieties. Land acquisition, lack of capital, marketing and farm machinery were some key concerns raised by the women.
When we add value to our product, we also add value to the prices that we use, and we can also export into larger markets. And so for our model at TIAST, we look at the entire value chain. We know that to undertake agricultural projects, there are lots of financial difficulties, and that is why we take it upon ourselves to enter partnerships with local and international banks to support enterprises who want to start their processing factories.
Ghana has been ranked 6th of the world producing countries in cassava and 3rd in Africa after Nigeria and DR Congo. Advocacy groups in agriculture say empowering women with adequate financial and technical know-how will improve the agriculture industrialization agenda for the country.
The Director of the Department of Social Welfare, Reverend Dr. Comfort Asare, has appealed to parents and guardians to protect their children from physical abuse and neglect. According to data available at the Department of Social Welfare, many children in Ghana suffer from different forms of physical, emotional and verbal abuse at the hands of their parents and caregivers.
Advise parents, please don't maltreat your children. A very worst thing you can do to a child is to take the joy of a child from him or her, to destroy the child's basic foundation in life, to make the child feel worthless, to make the child feel that he or she does not belong to this world. Please, the laws are there. If you maltreat your children, you'll be prosecuted. People think people are not being prosecuted. People are being prosecuted for maltreating their own children. And the government have every right to take your child from you if you maltreat your child and there is nobody else to care for the child, to give your child to somebody who may not even be a relative. Because we want to have more people willing to care for some of these vulnerable children, the Department of Social Welfare has started a program to train foster parents. So far, we've trained 1,009 foster parents, and we've been able to place 247 children with some of these parents. They are not their children. They are just helping governments to take care of them.
COVID-19 virtually turned the world dark as all things literally came to a standstill. From job cuts to travel restrictions, doors to houses of worship were shut. But as the world reawakens and adjusts to the new normal, there's still hope of a free world. 1st April 2022 will begin in-person worship for Jehovah's Witnesses at their kingdom halls. However, virtual attendance will be retained to complement the personal presence meeting wherever possible.
All around the world. Since Monday, March 16, 2020, even before government restrictions were announced to curb the spread of the COVID-19 virus, all in-person meetings of Jehovah's Witnesses across the country and worldwide were suspended. The decision was motivated by respect for life as a gift from Jehovah, and this meant putting principles ahead of personal preferences. To care for the spiritual needs of over 212,000 Jehovah's Witnesses and others across the country who attend meetings each week, all spiritual programs and public ministry were conducted through video or telephone conferencing such as Zoom. Kingdom halls will, as of April 1st, reopen for in-person worship as long as there are no pandemic-related government restrictions forbidding them from doing so. Door-to-door preaching, however, will not yet resume.
Even when some restrictions were lowered by the authorities, it was still felt that it's necessary to wait till vaccines were more widely available and the infection rates of the COVID were at an all-time low. And that's where we seem to be at this time. And so Kingdom halls can open now, but now with hygiene protocols such as mask wearing and social distancing. That will make everybody coming to the Kingdom Hall, complying with the protocols, also feel safe that they are in a clean and hygienic environment.
These new guidelines come just in time for two global events to be held at Jehovah's Witnesses' 120,000 congregations. A special talk dubbed "Where Can You Find Real Hope?" is scheduled for April 10, and the annual commemoration of the death of Jesus Christ will be held on April 15.
If you missed some of the past week's major stories, here's an opportunity to catch up in pictures.